And welcome into WHAS11 News at noon. I am Jim Stratman, and today we are set to celebrate the heart of Kentucky culture, bringing together the trifecta of bourbon, bluegrass, and thoroughbred racing in a little thing we like to call Thurby. We've called it that for the last decade. And so let's get out to our own Taylor Woods, who is trying to blend in with the crowd out there on the paddock area. And Taylor, bright sunshine out there, almost as bright as the dress you're wearing. It looks like a fantastic day out there today.
Well, Jim, it is a fantastic day. And matter of fact, this is a beautiful Thurby at Churchill Downs, and it's one of the hottest days this week. Take a look at this crowd. Everyone looks so nice, from the ladies rocking the fabulous hats and fascinators to the men rocking some of the best suits and fedoras. But this blazing heat is a big concern this Thurby, and Dominic Morales with Norton Sports Health is recommending everyone to hydrate before coming to Churchill Downs and during their time at the track.
Be proactive rather than reactive. And so if you feel like it's going to be a hot one today and you know your seats are out, kind of in the sun, then instead of waiting until you were feeling dizzy or sick, go inside in the AC routinely, maybe 15 minutes out in the sun, 15 minutes, inside. Make sure you're hydrating plenty today or the day before.
And again, make sure you hydrate and wear your sunscreen while you're outside. And the first race will start at 12:45 today. Reporting live at Churchill Downs, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
Taylor, try to stay cool out there. Well, yesterday we told you about the first Derby scratch. Today we have information on the first scratch from the Kentucky Oaks. Churchill Downs said Tappet Janelle's trainer, Eddie Milligan Jr., has pulled the horse out of Friday's race, though no reason was given for why. Now, Tappet Janelle had a 30-to-1 odds to win the Oaks. Now, our pretty woman steps in and is going to fill in that hole there. The filly was trained by Steve Asselman and has a 15-to-1 odds morning line today. Now, if you are headed out to the track, plenty of you are going to be wanting to put some money down. We know that it is one of the big things that goes along with horse racing. It's a fun way to try to raise the stakes a little bit while you're at the track, even if you're just a beginner. So I sat down with Joe Christofek, who's the lead racing analyst at Churchill Downs, about how to approach the races, whether you're a seasoned pro or maybe you're just looking for a little bit more excitement.
When you're betting on horse racing, there's a huge menu you can order off of. There's the real simple appetizer type wagers, and then there's the very intricate, more complicated wagers, and there's everything in between.
Let's start simply. Your three basic bets look like this: win, place, and show.
If you're betting a horse to win, that horse must win. If you're betting a horse to place, they can run first or second. Your payout's not going to be nearly as high because they're paying off on two different horses. If you bet to show, your horse can run first, second, or third.
Now to the odds. The lower the number you see on this side means that more bettors think this horse will win. The lowest number in the field, well, that's your favorite.
You bet $2 to win on a 2-to-1 shot, you would get 3 times your payout. So it would be 2-to-1 plus the original $2 that you bet. 4 plus 2 would be a $6 payout. If you bet a 20-to-1 shot and it wins, it would be 2 times your 20, which is 40, plus your original 2, you'd get at least $42 back.
Christofek says one important part of playing the horses is figuring out how you want to bet. Whether you're a data person who loves crunching numbers and looking at stats, or maybe you're just superstitious.
You bet your favorite name, your favorite numbers, your favorite colors, birth dates, families' birth dates, and sometimes those random numbers come in, and they could be life-changing scores.
Lastly, make sure you know yourself, how aggressive you want to be, and make sure you play responsibly.
Have a budget, start with that, and then decide how you want to use that budget. Are you somebody that's conservative, that wants to try to take your $50 budget and turn it into $100? Do you want to try to take that $50 budget and maybe try to turn it into $250? Or do you want to try to take that $50 and swing for the fences and try to hit a home run and try to turn that $50 into $1,000 or even more?
I did ask Joe, I had him sitting right there. I needed to ask him what are some of the stats he looks for when he's placing a bet. He told me number one for him is always looking at the speed. It's a pretty good indicator, but you want to make sure that as the horse has gone along in the racing season that they get faster and faster. Also, he looks at how far they've run and make sure that they've run a comparable distance to the 1.25 miles that these horses are going to be running on Derby Day. Well, many Louisville businesses are expanding for Oaks and Derby, and they're expanding out into the street. Jefferson Street is closed between Shelby and Clay for Rabbit Hole Distillery's Oaks Night Party. Held over the past couple of years, it gives invited guests a flavor of the Southern hospitality in the River City late into the evening. The street is shut down in Paristown for the Derby Eve Luke Bryan concert. Now, the first ever exclusive invitation-only event is being thrown by FanDuel, a partner with Churchill Downs on Kentucky Derby betting. And starting Friday afternoon, we have you covered right here on WHAS 11, live from the Kentucky Derby Museum for the Kentucky Oaks. Join us from 3 until 6:30. Then right back here on Saturday for a full morning of stories and Derby preparations. We'll start early on at 6 a.m. with our special, The Greatest 2 Minutes. It'll get you in the spirit for Derby. Then at 7, our traditional live coverage begins from the Derby Museum. And from 10 to noon, Great Day Live is going to be live from the 45th Farmington Derby Breakfast. Well, a controversial law criminalizing homelessness goes into effect in less than 3 months, and it comes as Louisville's need for affordable housing continues to grow. Our senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez talked to one homeowner who's facing living on the street just 4 years ago.
Living or sleeping on Louisville's streets will be illegal starting in mid-July when the Safer Kentucky Act goes into effect. Supporters say it would push unhoused people to seek shelter and treatment. Opponents worry it'll open a pathway to issuing fines and even jail time.
I worked all my life. I never seen that coming to me when it happened, but it happened.
People like Hope Turner are warning policymakers about the potential devastating impacts from the Safer Kentucky Act, saying if laws like that were in place years ago, she doesn't know where she'd be right now.
I could have been that one in a tent. You know what I'm saying? Even though I went to a shelter, it could have been me out there. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want nobody to lock me up because, oh, well, she don't have nowhere to go. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a past.
Hope Turner's past included a marriage that went south and a husband who walked out, finding herself without a home as a single mom just before COVID hit.
I was in a shelter with my kids, 4 to 5 months.
But that didn't define her future. She eventually got the assistance she needed. A housing voucher led to stability. Now she's a proud homeowner.
I had to lose literally everything to get to where I am now, and I'm so grateful.
Turner advocates for those who are in her shoes or worse. She's urging city officials and local law enforcement to be compassionate.
People need housing. We need programs out here. You know what I'm saying? We don't need nobody trying to lock somebody up for being homeless, because like I said, it can happen to anybody.
The Safer Kentucky Act's path forward could hinge on a major Supreme Court ruling this summer, deciding on the constitutionality of a local Oregon law that bans street camping. Louisville law professor Sam Markison sharing perspective.
If the court decides the constitutionality of that law, it's going to resolve it for Kentucky as well, almost certainly.
The High Court's decision expected this June. Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.
According to the Coalition for the Homeless, the city has issued at least 22 notices to clear camps so far this year. If you or someone you know needs help, you can call the coalition at the number you see on your screen. That's 502-637-2337. The Louisville Metro Police are investigating the shooting of a man in the Parkland neighborhood. Officers say it happened around 4 on Wednesday near 28th and Garland. That's right across from Brandeis Elementary School. Now, officers say the man was shot multiple times. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police have no suspects at this time. We're told that no students were in the area at the time and that dismissal was allowed to happen with police observing. Louisville Metro Police need your help in trying to find an alleged rape suspect. 2 weeks ago, police say a man meeting this description raped and robbed an elderly woman in her home in Hurstbourne Acres near Taylorsville Road. Police released this sketch of the suspect on their social media pages. They described him as a black male in his 20s, about 5'11". At the time, the victim said that he was wearing a black shirt with either jeans or blue pants. Police are asking anyone in the Hurstbourne Acres area who may have caught pictures or video of the suspect to send them to detectives.